Greetings, Brer Lappin.
Who the hell are you?
Amazing.
In 1993, American comic book artist Sam Kidd published the first issue of the Maxx. 2 years later, MTV turned it into what might be the most faithful comic-to-TV adaptation ever made. But before we dive into the full story, here are a few things you must know. In the Maxx universe, there are 2 worlds. The first world is our world, and it is set in a nameless American city in the early 90s. In this city, it is always dark, wet, dirty, and almost always raining. The other world is the Outback. This Outback is a hallucination, a dream world. In the regular world, the Maxx is a huge homeless man in a purple costume who lives in a cardboard box. He has no memory of who he is. He also has claws and he never removes his masks. Another important character in the story is Julie Winters. She calls herself a freelance social worker, which mostly means she takes care of the cases nobody wants and helps Maxx when he gets into trouble. For example, bailing him out of jail. In the Outback, there is another female character. She is the Leopard Queen, a prehistoric woman dressed in skin-tight clothes. In this dream world, the Maxx is her protector. The Maxx is also a normal guy under the mask, but he is scared of removing the mask because he keeps thinking he's going to take it off and have the head of an animal. Another interesting thing is that his mask in the real world is alive. It is like a little creature sitting on his face. The way he got his name is also hilarious. Dads tell their kids he's a monster, a psycho, but moms are his biggest fans. They call him a working class hero, an avenger bringing maximum justice. That's why he is the Maxx. You get it? Maximum justice. The Maxx. In one of the early panels, the Maxx tells 2 kids his origin story. He was a regular guy with a crappy job and no future. He wasn't homeless at this point. He had a roof over his head even though it was just a room. But one day, he found a mask. When he put it on, it hit his brain like lightning and he fainted. When he later woke up, he was in a place that looked like Australia, and he was a hero there with a costume and the strength of 20 men. He also got his claws in the dreamland. The law is that he thrust his hand into a boiling lava, and when he brought it out, they were changed. The design of the mask is really cool. In the early sketches though, the Maxx wore a traditional clothes mask. He also had a 30s style helmet with straps and goggles. He also had a crazy drool. Thank God that didn't make the final draft. Now let's dive into the story. Our story starts in a dark, wet alley. At the end of the alley is a cardboard box. Our hero is talking to himself.
I don't have a TV now, but the shows in my mind are almost always better.
As he is talking, a taxi drops off a lady. 2 goons appear from the shadow. The skinny one is Tigo. The big one is Fridge. They beat people up, take their money, and kill them sometimes. One woman, they beat her head so hard against the sidewalk they cracked the concrete. The 2 men start robbing the woman. Her purse falls and a coin rolls down toward the cardboard box. As Tigo is about to pick up the coin, a claw comes out and flicks him away. Fridge turns around, ready to fight the thing that just flicked his body. But before he could do anything, the cops show up. For some reason, the Maxx is the person who gets arrested by the cops. The cops also left the girl who was just beaten up behind, and she gets kidnapped by a mysterious man.
Oh God, finally the cops.
The police are gone.
If there's an award for the most unlucky person in the world, she's gonna get second. That's how unlucky she is. The Maxx is now in the back of the cop car. The cops want to drop him off at the county mental health clinic of St. Jude's Psychiatric Hospital, but they have no beds available. In the back seat, Maxx is hating his life. He starts talking to himself.
I hate this. I don't remember where I was this week.
As he is thinking to himself, his head starts pounding. In the next panel, the Maxx finds himself in an open field. Little white hands suddenly sprout out from the soil and starts pulling him to the ground. Each arm is as strong as a man and hungry as death. They will drag a man down to nothingness, to oblivion. The Maxx starts to fade away. But just as this is happening, he regains his memory of Australia.
Not the Australia they teach you about. No, the real Australia.
And then we see the leopard queen. She's as beautiful and feral as the great beast she runs with. As soon as the Maxx sees her, he gets inspired and starts slashing at the little hands holding him down because for her, he can be a hero. In the next panel, we meet Julie Winters, the social worker. She's talking to an old man, asking him questions from a psychological exam to see if he qualifies for social assistance.
I never seen a social worker dressed like you neither.
After he asks this question, she shows him the door, rightfully so.
Thanks for sharing that. Keep in mind that I have a job while you have a blanket with vomit on it.
Like, how are you the one jobless and dirty and you're talking to me about my outfit? After the man leaves, Julie gets a suspicious call. Hello, City Health and Human Service.
Did it all for you, Julie. The pain, the sex, it was all for you.
She hangs up the call. The number calls again and she starts to blast him. But it's not him, it's Sergeant O'Connor. He is calling her to come pick up the Maxx from the police. As she heads out the door, Julie drops one of the coolest lines of the series.
You know, if it weren't for the graft, corruption, and violence, this city wouldn't be any fun at all.
I already know who my favorite character is. She heads into the dirty, run-down police station to bail him out. She bribes the sergeant and he hands her the release forms. He then starts talking to her about her outfit.
With a flaky getup like that, aren't you worried about sending out the wrong signals?
In response, she squeezes the water from her hair on the release form. That's my girl. He got the message loud and clear. In the comics, this scene is different. He tells her that she shouldn't hang out with creeps and that there was another sexual assault last night. Julie responds that if you don't act stupid, you don't get assaulted and that it's a hard world out there. Wow, Julie, that's very harsh, very harsh. Julie signs the form and goes to the back of the police station to pick up Maxx.
It's getting harder and harder to buy you out of here. I heard you almost bit off Baker's finger this time.
Maxx claims he didn't do what he was accused of and it was the mask.
Yeah, right. Let's just drop it, okay?
They get out of the prison. This is where episode 1 of the TV series ends. Episode 2 continues the story from the first issue of the comics. The Maxx is on Julie's couch. He is talking to himself.
They come out of the ground, pulling me down. I have to fight back or be destroyed.
Then I wake up as usual. It was all a dream. Julie enters the room and offers him a green coat and a red hat so Maxx won't be so conspicuous. Not that being large, violent, purple and yellow isn't a good disguise. In the next panel, we meet Glory and Tommy inside a laundromat. Glory is holding a knife she got from her dad for protection. They are both waiting for their jackets to dry. Tommy starts playing with her panties and she tells him to cut it out. Just because their jackets are drying together doesn't mean he gets touching privileges. She sends him away to get them some coke. As she's waiting for Tommy, a dark figure shows up.
Who's there?
She asks. The dark, cloaked figure is thinking to himself. I can hear the beating of her heart.
She is like a small, delicious slug. I have only to close my hand to possess her.
At this moment, Glory realizes she's in trouble. Black, gooey monsters with big giant teeth come out from the shadows under the man's giant cloak towards her. Get away, she screams. I will cut you. "No, I don't think you will," says the bad man. Tommy comes back with a coke and meets Glory alone. "I hurt Tommy. He did things to me. I can't even imagine the things he did to her by the look on Tommy's face." We are now back with Julie and the Maxx. She's telling him to stop getting into fights, but he says no, and he needs to do something about the woman that was assaulted last night. This was the same woman he saved before the cops came for him. Julie tells him that why is he getting worked up about a few women who can't take care of themselves? That who is he to assume responsibility for their lives? His response is that,
I am the Maxx. Answer your phone.
She picks up and that same weird voice from earlier starts talking.
Others cry out for you, Julie Winters. Their screams of agony are the kisses that I place along your neck.
This time, Julie indulges him. She tells him to tell her more. The weird caller tells her that her friends in the police department might have tapped her line. But it wouldn't matter because he is having a servant of his place the call. We then skip to Maxx. A guy in a blue coat and a brown hat is using a payphone and Maxx recognizes him. But what is even more puzzling is that this guy is 1.5 feet high. The short guy also looks like those underground things from his dream, only black and faster. The black creature runs away and the Maxx chases after him. He pursues the creature to the roof of a petrol station. On the roof, the bad man who has been assaulting the girls is waiting for Maxx.
Greetings, Brer Lappin.
Who the hell are you?
Our bad man is a bald man with a crazy goatee. He is surprised that Maxx doesn't remember any of it.
Not the girl, or the is, or the bloodworms, or me.
But that wouldn't stop him from killing the Maxx. But just as one of his black, gooey monster was about to pounce on Maxx, Maxx remembers. He remembers that those little creatures were his, just twisted and changed from being moved to this world. Maxx and our bored villain face off for a battle. This is where issue 1 and episode 2 end. Let's move on to issue 2 of the comics and episode 3 of the MTV show. Julie is in her kitchen weighing herself. She's been eating salads, fruits and yogurts for 3 weeks, but somehow she has gained 5 pounds.
Screw it. Maybe there's something in the fridge. Something nice.
She opens the fridge and there are black E's in it. They grab her into the darkness. The next scene, we see Tommy driving to a gas station. We learn from his thoughts that Glory is still alive. Although she's bandaged up, can't talk, and there are burn marks on her wrists.
That's kind of gross.
She might even lose her fingers. As he is waiting for his tank to fill, a black tap starts covering the station. The tap looks alive. As he is examining the tap, the bald man and the Maxx fall through the roof and they land on the roof of Tommy's car.
Give it up, Brer Lappin.
He keeps calling the Maxx Brer Lappin. That must be his name. It sounds Gaelic though. Could the Maxx be Irish? No wonder he wanted alcohol in issue 1 after he was arrested.
God, I wish I were drunk.
The two of them keep fighting. It seems like the bald man is attacking Maxx because he wants Julie Winters. But for what reason?
And who the hell are you?
Finally, the bald man introduces himself. He is Mr. Gunn, a student of the mystic arts. Mr. Gunn pulls out a gun and grabs a girl from inside the car.
Now surrender, hopping boy!
Let's play a game. What did the Maxx do after this? A. He raises his hands up and surrenders. B. With the speed of light, he tackles the gun out of Mr. Gunn's hand. Or C. He smashes in the head of the hostage. If you answered C, you belong in Arkham's asylum, but you're also correct.
You killed my hostage.
What is the Maxx even about? I thought he was the hero. Does he care for just the Leopard Queen? Everyone else be damned. In anger, Mr. Gunn shoots the Maxx in his thighs.
Ouch.
never do that again.
After stunting on the Maxx, he walks to his car, chases off some old granny East and drives off. After he leaves, Tommy approaches the Maxx and asks him how he knew it was a CPR dummy in the back of his car. Whew, thank God it was not a real girl he punched. As they were talking, the old East starts attacking the Maxx. He runs off while they are biting him, leaving Tommy behind. The Maxx then fall into a dumpster. The East are very strong. He can't fight them off. He starts blacking out. He has lost too much blood. As he fades away, he starts hallucinating. He is now back in the outback where he is king. The Maxx smashes through a wooden barricade into his jungle queen's cave. But something is off. She's changed. There is a doll in front of her. It seems to be tormenting her.
That doll. It keeps telling me things I don't want to hear.
Somewhere else in the regular world, Mr. Gunn is in his bathtub. He is telling Julie that he killed the Maxx and that the Dark East in the dumpster with him are meat eaters. So what does that mean? They're gonna munch the Maxx? That's crazy. He also tells us something new about the East. To humans, they appear as whatever you dress them as. As he is talking, we see that he has Julie Winters tied up. Remember that earlier in the episode, some of the Dark East kidnapped her. You would expect Julie to be scared, but she seems not to give a damn.
Let me guess. I'm supposed to be dressed as every cheerleader and prom queen who ever turned you down for a date. And as I beg and whimper, you finally achieve some sort of tawdry sexual revenge.
He gets angry and smashes one of his E's, but she keeps taunting him.
I mean, sure you can kill me, but so can every crackhead on my block.
As she's talking to him, she notices a tooth from one of those E's on the floor, and it's sharp. She'll be able to do some damage. The both of them keep talking. He tells her that she doesn't know how long he has stalked her. She asks him why. She tells him that his issue is that he has a problem with women, and he doesn't even deny it.
Of course I've got a problem with women!
While he is talking his rubbish, she's cutting her buns using the sharp East teeth. She dares him to get on with whatever he planned. At this point, Mr. Gunn is so lost in speech that he doesn't notice that Julie has cut all her restraints. He doesn't notice her until she has the sharp teeth on his neck. He was saying something important though. He lets us know that Julie Winters is also the Jungle Queen. Julie has forgotten things about herself, Mr. Gunn, the outback, and even spirit animals. She's not able to accept the dreamland the same way Mr. Gunn and the Maxx can. We are now back with the Maxx. Remember that when we left him, he was passed out in the garbage bin. He has woken up now and is annoyed with himself. Julie is still kidnapped and the Jungle Queen has gone insane. He couldn't protect either of them. He failed, so now
It's time for vengeance.
this is where issue 2 of the comics and episode 3 of the animation ends. We start issue 3, episode 4, where we left off. The Maxx is chasing one of the old Granny East, but suddenly reality breaks again and the Maxx is back in the outback. Something has changed. This time, he kept the memories that he made in his regular life. He remembers Mr. Gunn and all the people that will be mutilated if the Maxx doesn't stop him. As he keeps chasing the East, the world around him keeps flickering, passing by him like the spokes of a spinning wheel, light and dark, real and unreal. He eventually catches up with the East and smashes it, but just as he does it, a stampede of the East descends towards him from the hill. He notices them too late. They catch up to him, start munching down on him, and the Maxx begins to lose his vision. The world starts to fade. From nowhere, a net is thrown from a distance to capture him, but the Maxx refuses to get captured. He starts pounding the East, mashing them into a gooey mess. Just as he destroys the first stampede of East, another wave of East begins to chase him. As he keeps running, the net captures him. It was too fast for him. he starts getting dragged on the ground. When he is finally released, he finds himself inside someone else's bathroom. Guess whose bathroom? Of course, it's Mr. Gunn. Mr. Gunn shows up. He wastes no time hitting the Maxx. They start fighting. Mr. Gunn realizes that the Maxx is stronger in the outback. He's comparing this fight to the last time they fought at the gas station. Mr. Gunn tells him that he knows who the Maxx was before he found the mask lying in the mud, and he also knows what he is now behind the mask. The Maxx then asks Mr. Gunn to tell him, but he says that maybe later cause the truth about the Maxx is too embarrassing. I wonder what this truth is. But Mr. Gunn is a liar. I'm going to take his words with a grain of salt. Mr. Gunn also tells the Maxx that Julie and the Leopard Queen are one. Does that mean that all this while the Maxx didn't put this together? Mr. Gunn then tells him something even crazier. That the primitive world, the outback, is the real world, and the other world which we thought was the real world is a dream where they are trapped playing out their deepest fantasies. But who created this fantasy world? He said that Julie Winters got hot. She created the fantasy world for herself. A world where she has control. So if we believe what Mr. Gunn is saying, the American city that is always wet and dirty is Julie's fantasy. Mr. Gunn tells the Maxx that he has to go back there to the city, that he should find Julie and protect her. Keep her from knowing too much of the truth all at once, or the truth will destroy her. The question now is, are we going to believe what a villain says? The Maxx and Julie are back together now, but since our encounter with Mr. Gunn, she seems a lot quieter, more pensive, calmer.
Weirder.
We also learned a lot about Julie's past here. Gunn told Maxx that 3 years ago, Julie was an architectural student, but she was beaten, assaulted, and left for dead. When she got out of the hospital, she used all her money to set up a new life as a freelance social worker trying to help other victims. Now I see why Julie is the way she is and why it seems like she is harsh or doesn't have empathy towards other victims. She is also a victim. She is dealing with a lot of trauma. So she helps people by controlling them, hoping to smother her own pain. In fact, we are told that the version of Julie in the city is not her better self. Her better self is imprisoned in the dreamland by her own self-loathing. But we also got to remember that the source of this information is Mr. Gunn. We don't know if we should believe anything he said, least of all about Julie. This is where issue 3, episode 4 ends. In the last panel, Julie reveals that she cut Mr. Gunn's head off with a sharp teeth, and that she's gonna be just fine. So the question I have now is Mr. Gunn really dead? Does he exist only in the dream world now? Is Julie safe from him, or can he still get to her? So many questions that I have, but I'm going to pause the story for now. There are still 32 more issues to go in the comic and 9 episodes in the MTV animation. I would love to complete the whole story, but that will take me a long time. If this video does well, I will complete the whole story in a second part. If you guys want me to continue the story, just leave a comment. Now let me talk about the title of the video. I hope it isn't too late. You probably know the word Isekai even if you've never watched a minute of anime. Isekai is the Japanese genre where a character gets transported to another world. An ordinary person dies or falls through a portal and then they wake up in a fantasy world. On the surface, the Maxx has Isekai-like properties, but is the Outback really another world? The Outback isn't a destination, it's a symptom. It all exists in the mind of a character in the Maxx. In Japan, there is a word for this, Seishin Sekai, or spiritual world. It refers to the subconscious domain inside an individual's mind, soul, or spirit. Inside the subconscious is where the Jinchuriki, like Naruto, and their tailed beasts meet to communicate. This is similar to the Outback. It is not a real place. It is a dream world created by the subconscious, a spiritual world, so Seishin Sekai. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment and subscribe. See you guys in my next video. Ciao for now.